you kind of just led me to another thing there when you talked about like, relating this to the RH case and the fact that with a regime change in the United States, with the SEC becoming weaker, if Gensler gets going, all these things that we think are coming over the next couple of years, will this lead to like a slow bleed, like in terms of Richard's case, like whether he just gets an outright decision based on the lack of jurisdiction, or it's just kind of waiting out the clock to win. Which one could it be? And you just reminded me of this really good tweet that I sent you the other day from, and I know he's another guy that people have opinions about, but Buck from Fame, PHFA. He had this really good tweet the other day that I know Corey and Dane read on their show, which I think was great because I also thought it was terrific. I just sent it to you. I don't know if you have it up yet, but it's a long one, and it's about like where he thinks crypto is kind of headed here and how everything is setting up for it. And then he ended it off with some PulseChain stuff. And I think it was really well thought out, and I really enjoyed all of his points. And I'm kind of shooting off the hip. We weren't going to go here, but you kind of just led me into this because I think this is what maybe bullish for the RHK. So just kind of going through it. We don't have to talk at every point. I'm just going to kind of run through his points. But he says easing will begin in September, meaning qualitative easing. What we're going to see in terms of the Fed and cutting interest rates, even though Ewok thinks they won't. Liquidity will come back as rates drop, forcing people to invest in risk assets. There's a sea change politically in favor of crypto, and I believe it is bipartisan. He does make a good point there. Even if Kamala wins the election, which would make me throw up in my mouth, I still think that we're well positioned a little bit compared to how we were. Biden's gone and all that. Boomers are finally losing control of power and will be replaced by millennials who own crypto or know somebody who does. Regulatory uncertainty may finally get fixed next year in Congress, bringing back serious investors to crypto projects like Uni or Aave, to name a few. That might have to do with some of the things that he's created too. Whoever wins the election will likely be more friendly toward crypto than the previous administration. I think he's probably right about that. Just because, not because they're better necessarily, but also because we're moving into the future. And, like the internet, it's like, hey, this shit's not going away, guys. So get on board. Crypto is finally learning how to organize and wield political influence. We are connected now to the most massive billionaires like Elon, who are sick of the government's overreach in general, and crypto will benefit from their lobbying indirectly. Nation states hoarding Bitcoin and other crypto could lead to small arms race of buying. Smart money will buy in front if the policy looks like it can be enacted. Inflation is dropping and unemployment is trickling upward. AI is a wild card, but its rapid advances ultimately will be positive for crypto growth. We have established 2 key purchasing rails with ETFs. This legitimizes crypto in the eyes of Wall Street and gives them a way to make money, which means they will be staunch allies politically from now on with crypto, which is interesting. And I think that's true because a lot of the boomers in the stock market over the last few years would ban you from forums if you brought up Bitcoin. But guess what? There's no avoiding it now. So
right.
I know I kind of rapid fired through those 12, and then we'll look at the PulseChain specific ones. But did any of that jump out to you? And what did you make of some of the points he made there, Ewok?
Yeah, I still don't agree with number 6. I don't think whoever wins the election will be more friendly. I think there are still bad actors at play if Trump does not become president. And I think the banksters still want their way. And I think Kamala is more of a influential type person where I don't think she's going to be making a whole lot of rules on her own. I really don't. And so, they're going to be, I hate to say it, but I really think she'll be a bigger puppet than what Biden was. As incompetent as he is, we know he wasn't the one pulling the strings. I think it's going to be more of the same, and it could get worse. So I don't agree with that. I really think that we do need this change to happen in order for crypto to be able to move forward in a more positive way. All the other stuff I do agree with, except I still don't see that September thing happening for the simple reason of basically tanking the market right before the election. So all the other stuff I'm on board with. I totally agree with.
Let me ask you this, going down to the more important stuff here. So specific to PulseChain, he says RH is going to win either directly or by running out the clock, which is the point you just made a moment ago. And I think is dead on. If he has to run out the clock, then let's run it out. The SEC will have to find someone else to kick around besides crypto and the new administration. And Unshackled RH can bring back the enthusiasm and community with one single live stream. Our valuations are very low given all of those factors. We look like we are dead at the moment, but can change very quickly and easily. Couldn't agree more with that point. If he takes off once the what is he saying here? Once the what is this?
Once they get the outflows.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what is this a word that ETH made up that I don't understand? Okay. Dissipate and PulseChain as a pure play on ETH should be too. I think these are a great point. I think you'll probably have more opinions on these ones, but yeah, I totally agree with the valuations being low. Things being like, yeah, the chart is down, but all these fundamental factors is why I'm still buying Pulse with every cent that I have. But yeah, what do you make of these points?
All very bullish. You know, it's funny how I think Johnny made a quick video earlier today about how it's funny, one live stream can change all of this. But how many things do you invest in that you don't know who the founder is? There's a lot of things that work really well that it really shouldn't matter. And unfortunately, people value that part of it when it's really unnecessary, so I don't know. I do agree though that one live stream, I think it would be astonishing to see what one live stream from him could do to this whole ecosystem. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, no, I'm again on board with all of this. It's very bullish. He said a lot of positive things in his comments there. So
something I won't. If you don't mind,
one more quick thing. I think with all of these bullish things, we need to get more people to understand how close we are to good things happening. So, and that's all. Go ahead.
Right. To your point about most people invest in things where they don't even know the founder. Yeah, that's true and everything. But like with Richard, it's kind of like he's a victim of his own, virality kind of. It's like, he was out there doing all these great things. Everybody loves him, so they want him around. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't literally mean he's a victim, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's just that the cat's kind of out of the bag. The Pandora's box is open on what this guy's like, how he can kind of own people in debates on crypto, how smart he is, and just how confident he is. So people like that. They want to see more of that, So,
well, he is part of the product, and that's what he created. He always made himself part of the product, right? Mm-hmm. I think with as much as he live streamed and the 7-8 hour long streams that we got some time ago, he kind of created that on his own. So